Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. So this is now my third video for my Movember, where's my mustache? Movember fundraising month for November. So every day in November I'm going to be doing a moto vlog. If you look down below, there is a link to donate to Movember. Now Movember is a organization that raises money for men's mental health awareness, suicide prevention, testicular cancer, and prostate cancer. So really it's all about men's health, and I thought it would be a great way to use the month of November. I set a goal of $2,500. We'll see how close we can get. I'm hoping that I can get there with your help and see how it goes. So again, this is the third video in this series. It is going to be bear to get a video out every day, but I am going to give it my all. So today is election day. No, this is not going to be a super politically motivated video per se. You know, I got a notification on my phone today from Verge that said, you know, today is we're voting for our future. And in all reality, it just kind of makes me angry to see stuff like that, because it's overstating reality. I just looked up today the history over like the last 100 years, and when you start looking at the perspective of everything that has been accomplished in the past 100 years, basically there's 13 presidents, so each president has a piece of that pie essentially. So it's not nothing, but it's certainly not the entire future per se. So one thing as an American that I appreciate is certainly where we've come, and you know, it's an evolving journey. It's never finished. The social experiment, I guess you'd say, was never intended to be finished from day one. So no matter who wins today, the fact that we are able to go out and exercise our right to vote is a victory for us as Americans. And it's not the every individual battle, whether you win or lose, but the fact that you're able to even have the battle to begin with puts everything right where it belongs in perspective. So you look at things and just look back on the last 100 years, how much stuff has happened. And you know, whether you want to put blame on presidents or not, it's just so much in a very short period of what I would call a young country. Now I went through and I did this whole list of things that have happened decade to decade, and I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but there is so much that has happened, and we are really, when you say the greatest country in the world, the reason for that isn't because we're better than everybody on paper. The reason is because we can vote, we all have a say, and if you really are that disenfranchised, you can get into the running. And if you want to change things, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do that. One of the things that I find really difficult to come to terms with is how much everybody has chosen teams, in this sense of I'm right, you're wrong, and it's really ridiculous. And a lot of it's driven by, well, I'll just say basically the last 20 years. Big tech has had a big say in a lot of this stuff. The messages that get told, and a lot of it's not even as sinister as it is just driven by algorithms intent to keep your attention. And you can watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix. It's an awesome video to kind of show you in documentary form how social media impacts our day-to-day lives. It's huge. It has probably an unhealthy part of that, and I think it's going to be something that we need to address in the near future. In 100 years from now, there's a part of me that feels like we are going to go down as the generation that had the most amount of information and gamified by that information more than any generation before or after us. I really hope that there is an innovation sometime in the near future that makes it easier to weed out disinformation, and in and of that innovation does not become corrupt itself. Certainly something I'm really hoping for in the future, that we become smarter with all of the information we're provided. Not everything you read is true, and you have to get to the root and bottom of all of that information. And unfortunately, you know, it is becoming more and more accepted from not just the far right, but also the left, that mainstream media is far too motivated by generating clicks and kind of manipulating their base of viewership. It's kind of a sad state of the world that we're in right now. And again, I think it's just important, especially as we're talking about men's mental health and just mental health in general, that we get better as a people, learning how to disseminate information, and ultimately just be getting, be better people to each other. Just because you vote one way and I vote the other way, or vice versa, whatever the case may be, does not make us enemies. It makes us all a product of the exact same social experiment that we call democracy. And if you like it, great. If you don't, you can leave, and it's really not that difficult. You know, the one thing that I will say is that when I was voting, if you don't feel the same sense of shame that I felt going down and looking at all of your local politicians, judges, sheriffs, whoever might be on the ballot, if you go down that whole list and all you know is the two big names up there on the presidential ticket, and you know nothing about your local people, in my personal opinion, you don't really have a whole lot of leg to stand on to protest about issues that are really handled in your local government and not so much on the federal government. So pay attention to local politics more than the big stage, because that's really the stuff that affects your day-to-day life more drastically than anything else. So that's just kind of my position here on the whole thing. Again, I'm not here trying to get super politically motivated. I've made a few videos here and there, and I'm not trying to shy away from who I am as a person. As a matter of fact, this channel is all about who I am as a person, but I'm not here to tell you who you should and shouldn't vote for, why what I believe is better than what you believe. I'm a firm believer in listening to people that I oppose, as opposed to just shouting louder than they are as a way to win some sort of political posturing. It's just not productive for anybody. I have yet to meet one single person in this world who has changed their opinion because of something that somebody with some sign on a street corner was shouting aggressively as they were waiting for the light to turn green. So it's just kind of a ridiculous world that we live in, where everybody's trying to shout the other person down, and I think that everybody is guilty of it on all sides of it, and the media is just there to, well, really capitalize on the social discontent. It's really just all become one giant business. So the sooner that you can remove yourself from that sense of being so fired up that you're kind of now just an easy tool in a much larger game that is being played, you're basically just a pawn in that game. To me, it was something that in the last, particularly like probably 2 years, I have made a very, very hard effort to pull myself out of that sort of anger and emotion, and I try to look at things a little bit more from both sides, I guess you'd say. So that is my take on election day. I did want to talk about it. I'm not too sure if I'll talk about the results tomorrow. I probably will, because I'm sure that it'll be complete chaos regardless of outcome, which is really sad to feel that way. But it just, to me, just kind of seems like that's the way things have become. I'm hoping for better times, regardless of election outcome ahead of us. I really think that we as a country just need to be better people on all sides of the political spectrum for one another. And again, kind of tying this all back to the mental health of us as a people. So guys, with that being said, again, I'm doing this every day through the month of November, raising money for Movember. So if you can throw $5, $10 to the charity link down below, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to raise as much as I can for the cause. And remember, I'll be doing a video every day this month. So with that being said, guys, remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow.